All right, let's get you that markets update now. It is red across the board from Asia at the start of the week for the JSE. U.S. markets ending lower on Friday while traders wait to see what China announces this week during the 20th National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party being held in Beijing. Zwelakhe Mnguni, Chief Investment Officer at Benguela Global Fund Managers, joining us now for a quick update on how the Johannesburg Stock Exchange is performing in early trade. Babu Mnguni, thank you very much for your time. Give us a quick overview of how the markets have opened in early trade. How are we looking this week?
Good morning, Polly, and good morning to your viewers. We are a tad down at about 6 basis points, and I think we are seeing a bit of pressure on the metals and mining sector predominantly. So that is down a third of 1%. I think we seem to be waiting to get our cue from the US. I mean, the US futures suggest that the US will open positive after a very tough Friday, but certainly our market is kind of flattish, if one could call it that.
Yeah. Let's talk about Zimbabwe quickly. Plans to keep the world's highest benchmark in terms of interest rate of 200% into next year. Is this a good move?
Look, I think they're facing some challenges. I mean, the real challenge is that they've got inflation at about 280. Circumstances, the inflation rate should be below the interest rate. So currently the thing is in reverse. So they probably would be forced to actually continue with that high level. But I think if one takes a step back, I mean, Zimbabwe has been run by a team of ex-military generals, and certainly I don't think what we are seeing now is about to improve. I certainly think that there are a lot of challenges. I don't think that the economy is being well managed at the moment.
Sure. Let's talk company news quickly. Let's start with Calgro M3 publishing its interim financial results for the 6 months, which ended on the 31st of August 2022. How are their numbers looking?
Yeah, the numbers look good on paper. I mean, if you look at the earnings, I think they were up about 33% to about 57 cents, but revenue was up 5%. I think that what they did do is they did highlight that they are seeing a slowdown, both in the burial business, but also in the development business. I think one of the big challenges that Calgro has is that they are almost like a working capital ball, because they generate revenue to basically fund new developments and basically out of debt, maybe get some deposit from potential buyers, and then try and develop the development to completion. So it's always a challenging situation. I mean, their market cap is about 400. They've got debt of about 800. I think there might be concerns if the slowdown that they are talking about continues to be evident in their numbers.
Let's conclude the conversation with Marian Roberts, publishing their trading update on disruption to its order book and trading statements. What's the latest there?
Collect their debt. So basically, again, this is another construction business where you basically invest in labor and materials, and then you get a project assessment by clients, and they basically then pay you based on their progress. It doesn't look like they are able to collect that money. I think last year, or at least to the June period of this year, they had about 2.5 billion rand of uncertified revenue, basically work that they believe that they've done, but clients haven't certified them. They then took 1.7 billion rand of that into their income statement. In other words, they recognized revenue that wasn't actually reflected in the cash flow. So they're starting to have problems collecting the revenue that they already recognized. And again, this is a big warning to the viewers and other investors that these companies tend to recognize revenue in advance and then talk about order book, and that's often what they trumpet. But this is actually a risky situation that Marian Roberts is in. I don't think the management has done well to spread themselves so thin in terms of geographies and sectors. So certainly I'm a bit concerned about where they are at the moment.
Zwelakhe Mnguni, thank you very much for that markets update. He is Chief Investment Officer at Benguela Global Fund Managers.